ancestors of the Hopi, the Puebloan people, the indigenous people who have lived here on the Colorado Plateau, and they learned over time how to not overuse the land. And it points to times in the past where civilizations have dealt with water crises and droughts and failing agriculture. And I think we can learn a lot by looking at that history and trying to figure out how our civilization is going to move forward into the 21st century. Right now, we are standing at the center of an old dormant volcano. This is called Red Mountain, and it is one of many cinder cones in the San Francisco volcanic field. But unlike our other cinder cones, this one has an exposed amphitheater that you can hike right into the center of. Now, why is this open is a big mystery in geology. There are many different theories about what formed Red Mountain and how the amphitheater got exposed. But from what I've learned, millions of years ago when the area was erupting, we had a fountain of lava shooting out of a volcanic vent into the air. These lava fountains spew up hot molten rock. As that molten rock rains down to the ground, it cools off and it creates a pile of volcanic cinder. And that's what we call a cinder cone. But usually the cones form right around the vent they're erupting from. But here, our volcanic vent is on the other side of this mountain. So something was occurring that pushed the lava fountain from the vent it erupted at over to the north. Now, the other question about Red Mountain is what exposed the amphitheater here? If you look at it and think about volcanic activity, you might assume a later eruption blew out the side of the mountain and exposed the amphitheater. But if the volcanic vent is on the other side, why would eruption from there create volcanic activity right here? Well, maybe when the volcano was erupting, there were tremendous thunderstorms going on in the area. And all of that wind and rain pushed over the Colorado Plateau, and as the molten rock shot out of the vent, it created an arch, sending the lava to the north. Then all of that volcanic cinder trapped rainwater underneath the hot molten rock. And the rainwater was the source of our steam. And over time, that steam built up, the pressure built below the ground, and eventually the pressure released, blew out the side of the mountain, exposing the amphitheater that we see today. So this is one of the only places in the Coconino National Forest that you can hike to and stand at the center and the heart of an old dormant volcano. People are always surprised that the river carved away the entire Grand Canyon. They think, oh man, that tiny little river, that couldn't be responsible for this huge big canyon. But the Grand Canyon formed over 5.5 million years of erosion. So for some people, they can't wrap their mind around that river carving that huge canyon, and other people can't wrap their mind around 5.5 million years of time. But essentially, if we look at the processes that are occurring today, and we kind of work backwards from there, we can estimate that, yeah, for the past 5.5 million years, the river has been flowing the way it is today. And through all that time, the forces of erosion have carved out this nice, beautiful canyon for us to come and look at. Showed up to our campsite here for the night, and there is already a fire pit dug here, but you can see not all the rocks are still around, and someone was burning some construction wood, and this is filled with rusty nails and broken glass and just a bunch of stuff I don't want to deal with.